Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Having breast cancer wasn't my choice, but the decision to live healthy so that I could stand before you here today, that's choice. You can choose this very moment to change your life from every perspective.
Tracy Randolph was our speaker. She came back because so many people liked her first presentation. I was one of those people that joined her fitness group, and it made me a better leader.
I grew up in a community, but they had limiting beliefs on what a little black girl could do. Everything that you do in this life is a choice. I choose to live healthy. I choose to change my mindset. I choose to be everything that I dreamed of because I choose faith and I choose me. Live healthy, be everything that you can be today. Choose yourself.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Whole Living Show. It is Winning Wednesday today, and I have my sister from another mister here again this evening to share with you. So I'm not going to delay this today. We are going to bring in the beautiful Amy Joy, everybody. Here we go. And I want you to give her a virtual round of applause. Let's do it. Woo!
Thank you.
What is happening?
I
cannot hear you, Amy. So here we go. This is what's going on here on the show, everybody. Technology. Okay, let me see if I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. And I think it's on my end, not yours. So what I want you to do as I go out and come back in, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into why we're here when I come back. I'm going to leave and come back in.
Okay, perfect. All right. Hello, everyone. So nice to be here. It's always a blast to hang out with Tracy. My name's Amy Joy. I'm a life coach, somatic energy trauma release healer. I have a retreat center that just opened up, so really excited to facilitate my own retreats along with having beautiful, heart-centered people rent out the space and help transform lives. So very excited to share more about that in a few minutes. I live in the beautiful Los Cabos, Mexico. I've been down here for a long time, over 15 years. I have 2 grown sons. They're 24 and 22, which is hard for me to believe. I can't be old enough. I know we all feel that way, right? And they're amazing. They're musicians, professional musicians. They mentor kids, and they make a difference wherever they go here in Cabo. I love, my passion is this. My passion is to liberate people from suffering and to light the path to joy and freedom. And I think life can be hard, right? Life can be tricky. And we have so many programs that run, so many programs that we've been given as children that we didn't ask for from our governments and our families and schools and friends. And a lot of those programs no longer serve us. And we have a chance to reprogram them. But first we have to be aware that they exist. And so that is I think my heart's mission is to help people reprogram the mind. It's why I've written this book, Get Your Shit Together, How to Go from Fear to Freedom. I grew up in a very colorful, not boring upbringing. I grew up in a school for missionaries. It was really awesome in a lot of ways. And it wasn't in others, just like life. What was hard for me was that it was very male dominant, and women were there for me, my perception, to sit down, shut up, have babies, and provide food. And I always had a problem with this. There was no women in leadership anywhere, and I was born with a brain and a mouth, and I used both. And so I constantly was, fighting against that. Tracy, you're back. Can you hear me now?
I am back. I can hear you and I can
Okay,
see you. Amazing. So this is technology. How about this? We were just talking about this backstage, everybody, and this is what happened. So this is real life. This is real authentic life in color, right?
exactly.
Right as it's happening. So I thank you so much for her just being the professional and heart-centered woman that she is and sharing from her heart while I went out and came back in. I appreciate you, Amy.
Perfect.
So I heard you talking about your book. I have to say that I always tell you this, but I love the name of the book, right? Because it's just raw and real as it gets, and it's plain and simple, right? Just get your shit together. And if you don't know, everybody out there, she also has her own television show called Get Your Shit Together as well. And it is right here on E360 TV Network under Trajectory TV. And she airs on Thursday evenings, and that's 7 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yes, ma'am. 4
Yes.
p.m. Pacific. Yep.
Yes. So you want to make sure that tomorrow evening you are tuning in to Amy's show as well. It's absolutely amazing with the things that she shares and some of the things that you get. I won't spoil it for you. Just everybody go to her show tomorrow night. That's all.
I would love to have Tracy's peeps there. Please let me know Tracy's people when if you're on Facebook. I'd love to interact with you in that way.
Absolutely. And listen, she'll take care of you on her show. She gives some amazing tips on just how to deal with life, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just truly amazed by it. And I don't want to give it away, but there's some like videos in there. She has some other experts that come on and share as well. And it's so good. Her topics are amazing. So you want to make sure that you tune in. But everybody, so we have the beautiful Jamie Lane out there. This is our other sister here saying that she's watching live. We appreciate you, Jamie. We thank you so much for being here and tuning in and commenting. And Jamie always gives us some color too. So I'm just going to put it out there. This is evening, right? So that's right.
I love you, Jamie. That's awesome.
I know. I love Jamie so much too.
Like she lived in my brain. Maybe.
Yes. So listen, I want you to cue up this video that we are about to play because we are here to talk about tonight. Now, if you guys haven't seen Amy on the show before, you want to make sure that you go back and watch her on the show because her life story is amazing. And the things that she has accomplished in her life is just outrageous. She's visited 62 countries, you guys. This is, I mean, like she has like so much experience and just like life experience from being in so many different places. And she's still just a beautiful person, you guys. So you want to make sure that you go back. But we're here to talk about her retreats that are coming up. And I want her to cue up this video. Cue up this video for us.
All right. So it has been my heart's desire to create a retreat center where beautiful people can come and transform their lives. Little life hacks and things are important because you change one little thing and it changes your life. But when you commit a whole 4 days, 5 days, 7 days to getting your shit together, you don't go home the same person. And that's what I think life's all about. Again, get your shit together. I think that's what we're really all trying to do. I refuse to be stuck. And for anyone who is like me, who does not want to be stuck, this is for you. So I have a new retreat coming. It's called Get Your Shit Together. It's April 2nd to the 8th. We had our first retreat in the facility. The facility is called Upaya Retreat Center. Upaya means the art of navigating the illusion. And again, we've been given so many programs that we didn't ask for that it's not your fault, but it is our responsibility to do and reprogram the illusion, yeah? And deal with more of what's true, actually. And so I'm so excited to show you my space. It's a glamping space. There's 5 beautiful tents. It looks like a little gnome village at night, all the lights. It's like so magical. And it's perfect for small, intimate, get your shit together people.
I love it. So we're going to play the video and then we'll share some of the pictures as well because you can see the daytime and the nighttime picture as well. So here we go, everybody.
I've never been to Cabo before, but I fell in love, especially with this place that has so much magic and good vibrations. What Amy has created here is nothing short of magic. It's just so beautiful. From the beautiful tents, sleeping in them at night, it's just so peaceful.
So many fun facilities to do within 15-20 minutes from here. We've been scuba diving, snorkeling, bungee jumping, zip lining, riding ATVs, all within just a few minutes of this location. It's been so fun. The vibration is so great here, such good energy. I would highly recommend coming if you want to go somewhere just amazing here in Cabo.
I think if I were to just sum it up really quickly, I would just call it magical. It's truly just such a beautiful place. The energy is so welcoming and you just can't be sad here. It's truly, truly magical. So thank you for this experience.
Yes, thank you, Amy. Love it. I want to come back soon. Thank you.
I cannot wait to be back, and I hope you allow yourself to have this beautiful experience as well.
I love that. The nighttime view too is beautiful, but the tents are beautiful on the inside. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. And I love that you have a facility that's so close to all the activities. But I wanted you to talk about something that the woman who started in the video talked about, the location, because I know you've shared this with me before. Talk to us about what's really special about this location.
Okay. So frequency. We are all energy. And this is all backed with science. They haven't taught us a lot of this in mainstream, but it is all backed up. Please read Dr. Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural or Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. Of course, I don't have time to go all into it, but but please research that if you're not sure of what I'm talking about. But we are all energy, and we have different frequencies, and there's a way to measure frequencies, and basically, I'm going to show you here in the book. I think it's 127 if I remember correctly. There's the chart. Here it is. This is in Power versus Force. This is the frequency chart. Okay. And the majority of the planet vibrates below 200. If the chart was to go from 0 to 1,000, that's the chart I'm using, Dr. David Hawkins' chart. And so the majority of the planet vibrates below 200, which for the most part is suffering, which again is why I'm so passionate about liberating people from suffering. But there are so many ways of raising our frequency. And when we do that, we cross that 200 threshold and we feel really good. And that's when there's hope, and that's when you're dreaming and creating and all these beautiful things. Cabo vibrates at 400 plus. So just this location is super special. There is so many people who have come here on vacation and basically never left, which was my story. And my story is not unique. Like it's so common. And in my humble opinion, it's not just because there's ocean, because there is, and it's not just because there's mountain, because there is. There's lots of places like that. It's because, in my humble opinion, the vibration. And so your whole system just goes, right? And people are like, I'm on vacation. That's why I feel like that. No, no, it's because of the frequency. Now, up on my mountain, I'm in this beautiful location in view of the ocean. And then I have the mountains behind, and I don't understand it all, but it's over 600. So that's like unheard of, and it's not my doing. It's the universe. This is a location that has a frequency like that, and that's where the retreat is. And so anyone who comes mentions it, even people who aren't like aware of energy go, oh, it feels really nice here. It's like, and I'm like, yeah, it's the frequency, it's the energy. It's like we're on quartz too. Cabo's on quartz crystals. And I think that also helps. I don't totally understand it. I just enjoy it and like to share it.
Just something that energy flows well through, right? The quartz probably. And people practice with crystals, so we know that crystals give off a lot of energy as well. So I'm sure that's a big part of it, a huge part of it. So talk to us about some of the experiences that have happened, at the prior retreat and people that have visited.
So yeah, it's depending on the theme of the retreat. It will depend on some of the activities, but I literally in my backyard, not really, but like 10 minutes away is one of the best activity parks. It's called Wild Canyon. And it's amazing. And they have bungee jumping and zip lining and camels. I got kissed by a camel. It was so cool. You ride horses. They have like a little zoo kind of thing. They have birds. They have buggies. So that's really close. The best snorkeling, I think, in all of Cabo is literally 5 minutes away. And so we spend a lot of time at the beach. I have a lot of facilitators here at my healing center that can add to your retreat. So if you want sound healing or like sound bath where they use the singing bowls, or if you want to do a cacao, group circle, it's a beautiful way to just honor the earth and all the beautiful things in it. I have massage therapists. We have a huge meeting tent. I think you saw it there with the red carpet and it's a beautiful space to get together, to learn, to share, to get real about life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And talk to us about, because I can imagine, I remember going through a program just to kind of set this up a little bit. And I can imagine that this is very similar. And the first trip we went to Cancun, but we did some experiential exercises, right? Where you're doing a lot of releasing, you're kind of recognizing certain things that are holding you back. And then you do a lot of releasing. Talk to us about some of the releasing that you've seen there, or even if it's happened for you yourself there.
Absolutely. I can speak to, if you come on the show tomorrow, you'll meet him. He's actually going to come share his experience briefly. I have a few people coming on to talk about it. And he faced fears, Tracy, that have plagued him for his life. And specifically the fear of heights. And the fear of going underwater, and like first time he's ever gotten out of the country. He had a passport for his first time for this trip, and he went zip lining. He did it, and he was scared out of his mind, and he did it anyways. And scuba diving, scared out of his mind, but he did it anyways. And he is a changed person. I just talked to him this morning. He's like, Amy, I am not the same. I am so happy. I want to go back, because he realizes to be around like-minded, non-stuck people who are hungry and learning and growing is just so amazing. And this is why you take the time and energy to go to retreat, because so often we're just going through life with our blinders on, and we don't even realize we're stagnant, that we're not moving. And being together in a group. So, all of us cheering him on, and he did it. And he now is going to approach life different. He is going to take different choices. Why? Because he made one trip to Cabo and did a retreat and played full out.
Wow. So we're gonna have to tune into the show tomorrow to hear his whole story. But just curious on, what made him take that first step to actually, go to Cabo.
Yeah. To go to Cabo. Well, it was this first retreat was a corporate event, actually. So it was the end of the year retreat. So if you're a company and you want to spoil your lead top people or your people, this is another thing that you can do. And we had a theme of health and happiness. That was the theme of the week. And so I believe he felt safe enough. That would be good to ask him tomorrow. He felt safe enough to, if I'm gonna face my fears, it's gonna be with these people, because over the months we've worked together and we play together, and he knows our character, and that there's no gossip and there's no backstabbing and there's none of that going on in this group. It's an amazing heart-centered group. And I think he decided that, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And everything he had to face, he had to go, okay. And that's what you do with fear, right? You have to take it with you. Or like, I see you, and we're doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And kudos to his company, for doing that. You don't find that with most companies. So kudos to them to understand that, these are things that their employees need. Right. It just makes for better employees. It makes for better people overall, just better productivity, everything. Right. So kudos to them for that. So
Wingman Coaching LLC. It's an ethical, honest sales team. We do virtual events, and we go in and do the enrollment and sales. It's beautiful. Wow. Yeah. And we do it ethically and without pressure. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I want to show some of the pictures too.
Sure.
Here, which is also the tents, and people can just take a little bit more of a deeper look here while we show the pictures here, everybody. So I'll show the daytime view first.
I couldn't even get all the tents in one picture, but they continue down the hill.
Yeah. So tell us about that then, because this is the top of the hill.
Yeah. So there's 3 terraces. And so there's 2 tents on the top terrace, and then it's hard to see in this picture. All those rock walls were done, by me and my family. I'm so proud of them, because it really just represents how you build anything, and it's rock by rock, it's brick by brick, it's the next thing and the next thing, right? So two tents on the top terrace, and there's 2 bathrooms up there, and then there's 2 tents on the second terrace, and there's a bathroom there, and then there's a tent on the lower terrace, and there's 2 bathrooms. So every tent has its own bathroom, And so it's beautiful. These are special tents I had shipped in from England. They're high on the side, so you have full access to the whole tent. You're not like leaning over half the time. They're really cozy. And then I have shades that were not cheap to go over top, so that keeps it where inside the tent's beautiful at almost every hour of the day.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show the nighttime view here as well. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful.
And there's the big tent. We call it the tent of intent because it took about 15 people in 3 countries to get it here. It was too heavy to ship, and then it was too heavy to split into 2 boxes, and then we had to oh no, I could write a book on just what it took to get this tent to Upaya. But it's there and it's amazing, and it fits 20 people really easily, and it's great.
That's beautiful. So let's show the inside here.
Oh, there you go. You can see.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, just looking at it looks so peaceful. So I can only imagine being there, like right in the midst of it all. But it's absolutely beautiful. So have you had anybody, got to ask you on the reverse side, right? Have you had anybody have any reservations about being intense?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's people that are like super game, and then there's people like, what's it gonna be like? I didn't have one person not okay with these tents once they're in it. So it's really glamping. It's really not hard. You do want to bring a face mask and some earplugs because you're living with other people. But you would do that in any retreat anywhere unless you have your own room, which you're paying a lot for. So this allows you to get to know each other and really bond. And it fits 3 really easily, like lots of space for everybody. So yeah.
Wow. So Jamie's asking great questions here. So I want to address her question. She says, what's the elevation first?
It's I can see the ocean. So it's, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 mile higher than the ocean. I don't know. Like we're still at basic sea level.
Okay.
So it's really, I call it a mountain. It's really a hill. But there are bigger mountains which still aren't like the Rockies, but they're beautiful and they're around, which from a feng shui energy flowing, it's magical. It just is. Everyone, I can say everyone that spoke to me about it, they just were in awe of the location and the energy there. It's really hard to explain. It's gorgeous.
That's awesome. And she's also asking about how long have you been doing DNA trauma release?
Yeah. So it's not well, I guess it's energetic trauma release. I'm sure I'm getting it out of the DNA, but I don't want to get into that bit of it because I can't get into the science. But what happens is low energy, low frequency. Let me just spell it out for you. Guilt, shame being the worst, you guys. Shame is 20 on the chart to 1,000, just to give you an idea. It is the lowest frequency. Run like you know what, away from shame and guilt. Guilt is at 30, anger, and I think anger is at 40, 50. Fear, all the cravings, I need, all the addictions, they're all super low level, super low frequency. And what happens is that low frequency gets stuck in the body and it creates, wait for it, dis-ease, disease. It creates dis-ease in the body, which eventually, if not dealt with, creates disease. And from my studies, 85% of the ailments that we suffer from are from our emotions. And our emotions are dictated by our thinking. So, excuse me, we change our thinking, we change our emotions, we change how we feel, and we change our vibration. And if we're not living in anger, fear, guilt, and shame, then we're not creating dis-ease in the body. Does that make sense? So some of these traumas are so intense. Again, most of them we didn't ask for. There's 3 ways that trauma gets stuck in the body. The first way is it came out of nowhere. It was a surprise for you.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, is this okay, this amount of detail, Tracy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Number 2 is, to you, it's a big deal. To you, it's a big deal. All right. Obviously, our perception, someone in the same situation can perceive it different. But if you perceive it as a big deal, it's a big deal to you. Yeah. And then the third way is you feel like you're alone. Now, you may not be physically alone, but if you feel like nobody else gets it, then to you, you might as well be alone on an island. Right. And a lot of the big traumas that get stuck have all 3. So put a 1 in the chat, y'all, if you have a trauma that you can remember in your life that had all 3. And so what happens is we can change our mindset. I believe in mindset work. It's huge. You can change a lot of your life changing your mindset. Yeah. But there's times where we can do all the mental work and change and work on it. And this something doesn't move. And to me, that would be a red flag to go, you got some trauma, right? And we gotta move it out. And there's lots of ways to do that, lots of modalities to do that. One of which is what I do, which is move it out. And thankfully, I can do that really quickly. In an hour session, I can move a lot out. And people are, it's fun. I really should take pictures before and after, because it's like 100-pound weight, 200-pound weight have lifted off of people's bodies. We're talking sexual abuse, we're talking abandonment, we're talking all kinds of things, rape, anything that's awful and traumatic. It can get stuck, and then we carry that around, and it literally dictates how we choose. It dictates who we love. It affects you. And so if you can move that out, then you're dealing with neutral, right? You're at 0. Yeah. And now you can make different choices without dragging all the baggage, for lack of a better way to explain it. So.
That's so good. That's so good. So we're going to go to a commercial break, but I want you to think about this question. I just wanted, because you mentioned all of the different traumas, and I wanted to know why shame is number 1. So we're going to go do this quick commercial break. We're actually going to show a commercial of another one of the beautiful people that are on Trajectory TV. And then we're going to come back and we're going to get back into this conversation, everybody. We're going to show you the dates and how you can sign up for the retreat as well. So here we go. We'll be right back.
You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now. It's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just come. Just come. Just
Technology is not working for me today, everybody. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to bring Amy Joy back in, and this is just not cooperating today. Let me see. Oh, there you are. Okay. So I can't hear again. I don't know what's going on with the technology today. Moment. Okay. There we go. I think you're up, Amy. So if you want to talk about the shame piece of it, and I'm going to go out and come back in again because for some reason it just
Okay, no problem. So why is shame the lowest? Honestly, I don't know why. I just know that it is. And this is based primarily on Dr. David Hawkins' studies, and they have done many. And I got to tell you from my personal experience working with hundreds of people, shame is one of the most prominent things that I get to remove. And I think it's so prominent in our world. I mean, if you think about the shaming that goes on everywhere you look, and religion is huge. It's all about often it's often about guilt and shame. But it's not just in religion, it's in the schools, it's in if you don't have a Rolex, then you're not as good. It's everywhere, and it's a problem. And when you know it's the lowest vibration, you will run from it. And be careful how you treat your kids. A lot of us feel, because of our programming, that that's the way to control our family and our kids, is by shaming them into doing whatever it is that you want to do. Don't do it. Run. I before I say anything now that has to do with like constructive not, I hate that word, but constructive redirection or something, I'm like, no guilt, no shame. And this is what I see. Like, this is how we could do it differently. Because what happens as soon as we hear that there's something not quite right, we go into guilt and shame. I'm not good enough. I messed up. They're going to fire me. They'll never trust me with anything ever again. It's just, it's BS. It's not true. And we need to stop guilting and shaming the people we love and everyone around us as well, because it doesn't serve at all.
Yeah.
Run from guilt and shame. Run.
Yeah, I love
that. Are
that.
you there, Trace?
I am here now. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up, my love.
Am I breaking it? I don't know what's happening today. This is so awkward.
I don't know. It's wild.
I can hear you perfectly, but
everyone out there send some vibes to the Wi-Fi.
Yes, we need some high vibration. I don't even. It's not even the Wi-Fi. I need new equipment. That's what it is. That's what it's telling me now. I need new equipment because I think that's what's going on right now. So yes, please send some high vibes over here. I need some of that Cabo energy right now.
You sound like a robot. It's pretty cool, actually.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. And I can hear you perfectly well. So, I'm just going to say, Amy, yeah, I can hear you perfect. So I'm going to say, keep going.
Okay. I can't hear you, hon, at all. Like, it's really robotic.
Oh no, I don't know what's happening. And we're going to apologize, everybody out there. I don't know if you guys can hear me well, but I'm just going to apologize for the technical difficulties.
You want me to keep talking?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. And it has kicked the beautiful Amy out. I don't know what's going on, everybody. Technology is not working for us today. However, I want to make sure, if you guys can hear me out there, I want to make sure that we put up Amy's retreat. So I'm going to put up this flyer at the moment. Let's do that. And it looks like she's coming back in, but I want to show you how you can get involved with the retreat, how you can go and get released. And here she is again. I don't know if you can hear me well now. Is that better?
You're still robotic. You got to.
Okay. So keep going. I have your flyer up right now. Can you see that? So we have her flyer up here, everybody. So if you can hear me out there, listen, excuse me. Her retreat is April 2nd to the 8th. Look at the flyer here. You can go to amyjoycoaching.com /retreat and sign up for this retreat. You've already heard the amazing things about
Hello.
the area and all the
All
experience.
right. Well,
Can
I
you hear
can
me?
see me, but I can't see her. So I'm
Oh,
assuming
wow.
that the problem is on her end. So
So
there
keep
it
going.
is. So this is the retreat. It's April 2nd to the 8th. Accepting applicants. Here's why. I want people who are hungry and serious about getting their shit together. We're going to have a ton of fun, and we're going to do some work. And go to amyjoycoaching.com, and you can go under the retreat section and fill out the application. And then there's a place there to set up a meeting with me so I can get to know you and see you and make sure it's a good fit. And then we'll go from there, and we're going to have a blast. It's going to be amazing.
All right. So let's see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Excuse me.
Can you see me? Can you hear me? I don't know if anybody in the audience can see and hear me. So this is fun, you guys. This is fun. And now it looks like on my end, Amy is going out again. So listen, everybody, we just want to make sure that you can get the release that you need, that you are joining the retreat. Okay, join the retreat. Make sure that you get to Los Cabos. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful place to visit. And you'll be able to have your breakthroughs come through when you go to this retreat. There's so much there to enjoy as well. You heard her talk about the activity center that is close by that has so many things for you to enjoy. And I'm going to try to let her back onto the show here. Can you hear me, Amy?
You sound robotic, but I can't see you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm backstage.
No, I have you on the show. It looks like you're on the show. We're having a great time.
Is it on my end? Do you think this is on my end or your end?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I can see you and I can hear you perfectly, and I can see myself as well. So not sure what's happening here, whose end is on, because I know that there was some technical difficulties on my side earlier for sure. So I'm not sure, but everybody listen, we are here, and it looks like she's cutting out again, but we're here. We are just advertising this wonderful retreat that she's doing. So I want you to make sure that you go to Amy Joy Coaching /retreat and get your spot. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. Make sure that you get your spot. And I don't know what's going on here. And it looks like she's coming in again. Can you hear me now?
Can I? Yeah, I can hear you. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi, sweetie. I don't know.
Maybe so. I'm not sure. Can you hear good now?
I can hear you kind of. I hear every other word.
Okay,
it must be my internet.
It looks like on my end everything is okay. And it looks like your other.
Let me switch.
Okay.
Do you think it's on my end?
I think so. I think so right now. So I just wanted to share with everybody also, excuse me. Okay. This is a fun show tonight, everybody. Excuse me so much. However, I wanted to share with everybody, we are now at February 1st. And I know that most people out there, you set these New Year's resolutions, and by February 15th, we are done. We're done with them, right? So I just wanted to say to everybody, we're not setting New Year's resolutions this year. I don't want you to come into February and not accomplish everything that you dream of. So I want you to be really intentional, committed, and disciplined as you are thinking about everything that you need to accomplish for 2023. Okay, we are not going to give up on our dreams and goals here in February. No New Year's resolutions. It is all about being disciplined, committed, and intentional about your life. And the way to start this, everybody, is to get into this retreat, because those breakthroughs that you're going to get, and the will to continue to move forward, and that high vibration that you're going to get from the retreat is going to help you to continue out the rest of 2023 and be able to live out your dreams. You heard Amy talking about the amazing guest that she's going to have tomorrow, who went to her first retreat and is now living life out loud and in color and doing things that he never thought that he would before. So this is what it's all about, which is why we are here, which is why we're letting you know about the retreat. So if you're feeling stuck, if you have some of those symptoms that she talked about earlier, the guilt, the shame, the anger, if you're having any doubts and any fears, you want to make sure that you get to Cabo, because like I said earlier, not only is it a beautiful place to visit, but you're going to get your breakthroughs, you're going to have fun, you're going to feel liberated from all of your past trauma and all of your doubts in your life, and you are going to be able to live life out loud like her guest tomorrow. So I want to tell you too, to make sure you go and watch, because if you don't believe what we're saying here, you're going to be able to hear it from his mouth tomorrow on Amy's show. Get your shit together right here on E360 TV under Trajectory TV at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening. So you want to tune in for that, okay? So I'm going to let Amy take it away now and give some last words and talk about, why this is so important for you all out there, and even for herself.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, perfect. Yay, it's working. Why is it important? Well, it's only your life we're talking about, right? And if we don't change the programming, then in essence, we're just going through life as a zombie. And you can visualize those zombies. I always see them up against a fence, like a bunch, right? And so now I want you to visualize all those zombies, and one of them does this and looks around.
Mm-hmm.
And in that glorious moment, they're awake. In that glorious moment, they get to choose whether they're going to go back on the program and go back into Zombieville, or they can turn around and go the other way, right? And so it takes awareness, and then it also takes their steps to crawl out. And this is what I have painstakingly over months and over, my life, figured out the questions that I asked myself to be able to reprogram the bullshit that I was raised with. And that came in all kinds of forms, from my family, from my government, from the schools, from my friends, right? I'm not blaming anyone, but it is my responsibility to do something about it. And so we're going to talk about, we're going to get clear on what we want. And she just mentioned dreams. We're going to learn how to dream, actually dream. And then how do you actually make those things happen? How do you do it in a balanced way? How do you get rid of your limiting beliefs, the beliefs that say I'm not good enough, the beliefs that say this always happens to me, life is hard. That was the one I had to really annihilate, was life is hard. Well, guess what? If that's what I think, that's exactly what's going to happen in my life. Period. Thoughts become things. Mind creates matter. And so reprogramming those things, we're gonna so many things. We're gonna learn about the 7 human needs, why we as humans do what we do, how we get addicted to our own pain. Seriously. And when you wake up to that, again, wake up, then you get to change it. So we're gonna go through, do the work, see the results, and have a lot of fun doing it. So thank you.
And you just said something so key there. Oh my gosh. And we could have a whole show on this, but being addicted to your own pain. Ooh, that's so good. That is so good. Talk a little bit about that before we close out the show, because that's the place where people live. That's where they get stuck, right? Because they're so used to that pain, right? That's the comfortable place for them. So talk about what's wrong with that.
Well, it's really, again, because then what's wrong with that? Then that creates guilt and shame. There's something wrong with me, right? Mm-hmm. So it's separating yourself from the program. It's just the program. Interesting. Yeah. I believe that. I just said that to myself. That's not even true, right? But we say things to ourselves all the time because the mind is not you. The mind is not you, it's the mind, and it's been programmed. I call it your elephant. If you want to get the book, it's getyourshittogether.life. It'll take you straight to Amazon, and you can go through it. I just really want you to have that, in case you're serious about this. But there are 7 human needs in there, and it talks about what we will do to meet those needs, and we will do anything to meet our needs, even if it hurts us. We don't care, as long as we meet them. There, one F.
Right. Oh, sorry.
No worries. But yeah, if you answer the questions in there, it'll change your life. If you really want to dig in deep, come to the retreat, hang out with me, have some fun, and so many ways to get our shit together.
Yes, I love it. So I have to say to everybody out there, first of all, go get the book, getyourshittogether.life. You heard it here, and you want to make sure that you tune in. And I love that.
Looks like this.
If you're serious, and I love the picture there. But I love the analogy that you used about the zombies too, because if that's not a wake up in and of itself, right? Because who wants to be called a zombie? But if you realize that that's how you're living, then you need to get your shit together. You need to get the book. You need to be at the retreat, because you need to take yourself out of that programming, that system, and out of the fog, everybody. Because that's what I think about when you think about a zombie, right? So what a great analogy. Who wants to be in the fog? Who wants to live like a zombie? You don't think for yourself when you're living like a zombie. You're just going with the program, and you're on that, in the United States, we say that hamster wheel, right? And you're just going round and around day after day after day. No, you want to break free. You want to break free, and this is how you do it. So get your shit together. We're going to, yes, I love that analogy. So everybody, make sure that you get your tickets for the retreat, get out to Cabo. Listen, and if you can't get there for April, reach out to Amy, do your own retreat there. Have a retreat. She can help you set it up. She can help you put the programs together. If you have a community that you feel like needs to get out of Zombieville, that's what I'm going to start calling it now, needs to get out of Zombieville, then make sure that you reach out to Amy as well. Get your whole community out of Zombieville, right? Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to help people, right? So this has been absolutely amazing as usual. We thank you for being patient through all of the technical difficulties that we had tonight. It's been a different type of show, but we don't care. We continue to go, right? Because we're not living in Zombieville. So we don't care what the programs start to do to us. We're going to break free. We're going to break out of it. We're going to go through it and make sure that we can get these messages out to all of you. So we thank you for your patience. Make sure that you tune in next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on E360 TV. But before you do that, next week, go on over to Amy's show tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on E360 TV under Trajectory TV. We love you. We thank you for being here, and we will see you all tomorrow and next week. Thank you so much, Amy. I love you for coming here and sharing your heart as always, and always giving to the audience here. All right, everybody. So we're going to take it out, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Thank you. Love you. Mwah.
Thank you. I love you, my dear. I love you. I love you. And here we go, everybody. Here we go.